Hello, sir. Are we audible to you?
Yes, now I can listen.
अच्छा वही हमको भी लग रहा था
Hello.
सम प्रॉब्लम इज देयर अच्छा अभी नाउ ही इज एबल टू हियर ओके ओके थैंक यू ओके यस नाउ यू आर एबल टू हियर ना तिवारी जी
Yes, I can.
तिवारी जी
Yes, I can hear.
अब आपका आवाज चला गया
Are you not able to hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
हाँ यस यस ओके ओके ओके
Yeah, thank you, sir.
प्लीज गो अहेड
Yes. Can we start, sir?
Yeah, please.
प्लीज गो अहेड
Good afternoon to all for iConnect event 70B testing of products for marine environmental safety, including marine litter, organized by CSIR National Institute of Oceanography, Dona Paula, Goa, under the theme Ecology, Environment, Earth and Ocean Sciences and Water. Myself, Dr. Supriya Tilvi, Principal Scientist at CSIR NIO, will be comparing this event. It is my great privilege to welcome Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, Director CSIR NIO, Theme Director Dr. V.M. Tiwari, Director of CSIR National Geophysical Research Institute, Hyderabad, Mr. Hemant Kulkarni, Senior Principal Scientist and Head of Technology Management Directorate, CSIR, Shri R.A. Sripada, Senior Principal Scientist and Event Coordinator, eminent speakers, panelists, researchers, and all participants from various industries and academics. CSIR, National Institute of Oceanography, is a premier multidisciplinary institute involved in the oceanographic research. The institute has become globally recognized for R&D platform in the field of ocean science and technology, leading to all-inclusive development. Goal 14, dealing with life below water, is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations in 2015 with a major thrust to conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. The significant outcome targets assigned to SDG 14 is to reduce marine pollution, protect and restore ecosystems, reduce ocean acidification, sustainable fishing, conserve coastal marine ecosystem. Ability of CSIR NIO to view the problem holistically played a pivotal role in promoting environmentally sustainable industrial development along the Indian coastline. While the service to industries still remain a major activity, CSIR NIO has restructured its R&D efforts towards tasks that are industrially, economically, and socially relevant. CSIR NIO has executed over 650 marine environmental impact assessment projects along the east and west coast of India. The institute is also contributing to the assessment and evaluation of the products for their environmental safety before put into use. With this background, the CSIR NIO has organized this iConnect event. This platform would provide as to how CSIR NIO would extend its support to industries, Indian coastal guards, government agencies, and other stakeholders. It will also help us understand what industries and stakeholders requires from the Institute for making progressive efforts in the area of marine environmental safety. May I now request Director Sir Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, CSIR NIO, to kindly give welcome address and inaugurate this event. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tilvi. Good afternoon. Dr. V.M. Tiwari, Theme Director, E3OW, and Director CSRI NGRI. Dr. Hemant Kulkarni ji, CSR headquarter, Dr. Shiv Kumar Magda ji, Dean College of Fisheries, Bangalore, Dr. R.S. Ripada, coordinator of this event, Dr. Supriya Tilvi, plenary speakers, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all in this third iConnect meeting, which is being arranged in virtual mode. The topic of this iConnect is testing of products for marine environmental safety, including marine litter. As you have just now heard, Dr. Tilvi, United Nations has put forward 17 sustainable goals, and one of them is very important related to ocean, which is SDG 14, which deals or talks about the sustainable usage of ocean. And we are also celebrating the decade of ocean, so it become very much pertinent to have this topic which talks about sustainability of the ocean. And in terms of blue economy, which Indian government is pushing, it is also very much important that the resources which are available in the ocean should be utilized in sustainable manner. And also when we are utilizing the ocean resources, we should keep in mind that we are not going to pollute the ocean anymore. As Indian Ocean covered almost 20% of the surface area, and also we have almost 7,500 long coastline. Lot of development is taking place along the coast. Lot of industries are coming. So in addition to that, actually, we are also exploiting our self area, EEG. By doing that, one or other, we are disturbing the natural balance which is there in the ocean. And because of this development, the balance which is getting disturbed, we need to take into account, or you have to take care of those things for our future generation, so that they can also be utilizing this ocean in great manner. So when we are talking about the marine litter, you know that many kind of litter we are pushing into the ocean. So first we have to identify them, and we have to see how they can be taken care. So some of them are like marine microplastic. So you know that has become a very very important marine litter, which is of late polluting the ocean, and almost 8 million ton plastic we are pushing every year into the ocean. And some estimate people have given which talks about almost 15 to 50 trillion plastic particles are there in the ocean. So you can imagine this type of plastic means when it is going to the ocean, it is how much it is harming to the fishery, and also it works as a nuclei to accumulate different elements, and it will be going to the food chain and then coming back to us. So this type of thing we have to take care. We have to identify the sources. So sources, and then take care of that. How to take care of this menace, because we are producing almost 300 million ton plastic, and half of that, almost 50% of that is single use, and ultimately they will go to the ocean. So I think this has to be looked into. Another is this because of you are having means energy resources. We are using our self area and EG for oil and gas. So that is also pushing some oil spills, and we have tar balls in the ocean, on and off it is coming. So there also we have to take care of that, and we have to identify the sources, because it can come from the natural sources, also it can come from the tanker and all. So we have to identify first from where it is coming and how to take care of that. So NIO is doing a lot of work in that. We are trying to develop the natural oil dispersion, so that it should not have, when we are dealing with or taking care of these tar balls, it should not have disturb anymore the ocean characteristics. And also we are testing the fluid for their life and how much these fluids are safe and all. So this will be also talking, because industry involvement is also required. The another thing very important, we are polluting ocean, through development like this heavy metals, which is because of energy requirement or because of gas and petroleum product, because of road making and all. A lot of trace metal, cadmium, nickel, and lead and mercury is going to the coastal area and going to the food. Again, we have to identify those levels because then already we have shown that the levels has crossed significantly. And even though if you talk about lead, the global ocean lead concentration has already gone down because they have stopped using the lead in the petroleum. But Indian Ocean or coastal ocean, if you see, lead is still very, very high. It is as high as other ocean when it was 70s and 80s when leaded petrol was being used. So even though we have stopped lead, but still a lot of lead is coming from coal, or a lot of mercury is coming from coal, or it is coming from the petroleum product which is being utilized for the road and etc. or battery etc. So that we have to look into and how to take care of that. I think every aspect, I think NIO has to work with closely with the stakeholder and also to the industry. So I think in this connection, this topic is very, very important, though people may neglect that. But I think it is very important to highlight this and put a lot of effort into that so that we cannot stop the development. We are going to use more and more the the ocean. And morning we are having the fishery and aquaculture. So we are going to use more and more, and climate change is happening. Ocean acidification will happen. So carbon sequestration again we have to look into. So all keeping all this in mind, this session is very important, and industry will request the industry and stakeholder to see what NIO can give and how we can proceed further. So with this, I'm announcing this session to be inaugurated, and wish all of you to be a very successful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving your welcome address and to inaugurate this event. It is my great pleasure to welcome Dr. V.M. Tiwari, Director CSIR NGRI Hyderabad, who is the theme director for this event. May I now request Director Sir Dr. V.M. Tiwari to give his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Selvi. Professor Sunil Singh, Director, CSIR and IO, Dr. Malda, Dr. Sripada, and Dr. Kulkarni from CSIR headquarters, colleagues from CSIR, the stakeholders who joined us on this important event, and other participants of iCEN-70 event. We are close to the number of events as we are moving towards the 75 years completion of our independence by 15th August. We have very important event being discussed and also being planned to be executed based on the recommendations. And this event today, when we are discussing, is marine environmental safety. We had several of our iConnect events, some of them organized by NIOT, the Ministry of Earth Science Institute, some of them organized by CSIR and IO, and few of them are also organized by other institutes like IIT or NGRI. And all that we have learned, and we have been given an impression that ocean resources are inexhaustible and unlimited. Oceans have unlimited capacity for regeneration. So living and non-living resources can be exploited without thinking of the consequences of ocean environment. And this session will really put us clearly the views how important it is to understand that even the vast resources like ocean, which covers almost 70% of the planet Earth, is threatened by persistent pollutants, which are non-degradable, and they are transported through different medias. That includes the atmospheric pollutant, even from the far places, and also the pollutants coming through rivers, estuaries, and some of them we have already included in this littering on the coastal side by human behaviors. In addition, while we exploit the non-living resources like oil and gas, or while we transport large number of our goods and material through sea routes, there are also chances and sometimes we spread like oil spills and other uh, pollutants which make the ocean environment, ocean ecosystem polluted. And therefore, there is a need that we understand that how much our ocean can absorb and what are the traceability of that. And this is what is being discussed in this session. And we are talking of the technologies, even the wastewater management, because the water which is being discharged to the ocean might be bringing a large amount of pollutants, including microplastic. The issue of the pollutants while being exploited, the ocean resources are also need to be tested. And what are the technologies? The technologies that they are used for the drilling while we exploit oil and gases, those technologies need to be also seen very carefully, and there must be the standard set for all these exploitation. There must be the limit put for the quality of the water of the ocean at the different places, which is also likely to be impacted by the uh, big crisis of climate change. And in this regard, I'm sure the technologies, the science knowledge generated by CSAR and IU and collaborators may be of use to the common public as well as to expand that knowledge through industry or